Hey, this is Danny from Weird and Wired, and this is a USSR guitar. This is the Formanta. I found a few different sites with very minimal information on them. Some are contradictory, whether this is the Formanta or the Formanta Solo 2, so I'm just going to call it the Formanta and play it safe. These are made between 1985 and 1992. They do normally have a back plate. Unfortunately, this one is missing that. And it would have the price engraved, which was 230 rubles. This would have been a very luxurious guitar for that time period, as people were making about 140 to 170 rubles a month. So this was very upmarket. What we've got going on here, we've got 3 pickups, each has its own pickup selector. The bridge pickup is reverse phased, so it's got a real good sort of lo-fi tinny radio sound. This pickup, the one that's kind of just offset from the middle, acts more as a conventional bridge pickup, and the neck just a bit smoother, a little bit fainter as well. If you can see there just how the strings, the action, just don't quite have the same close contact to the poles as the other 2 pickups. You can raise the pickup poles a bit, but it doesn't make a huge level of difference. But I mean, there's so much tonal variety, and you can mix the pickups as well, that I mean, it's not completely rubbish. You've got the master volume there, works as it should, and you've got the tone, which works as you wouldn't expect, because it actually turns anti-clockwise to work. Whether this is a one-off with this guitar, I mean, it looks like it came that way from the factory. No idea what the quality control was like with these things. This is the only one of this particular model I've come across. So if you know, if you've got one of these and yours does the same backwards tone, let us know. You've got the 5-DIN jack on this, which is very important, as that coincides with the onboard fuzz circuit as well. Without that, the fuzz circuit does not work, which is why you can get these real handy 5-DIN to regular jack connection converter cables. I got mine off a Reverb. You can get them off eBay. Loads of people, I mean, they cost about I got mine for 20 English pounds, so you know, they're fairly cheap for kind of getting these things working and doing what they should. And getting onto that, let's talk about this fuzz channel. This fuzz channel doesn't work as it should, unfortunately. Despite my best efforts, it seems there's a bit of corrosion on the plate, so I can only assume it's done some significant damage to the board itself. I've managed to get it working, but it just doesn't fuzz. I mean, it comes through, it's just a duller, bit quieter sound than the normal circuit. So this particular guitar, going back to its owner, kind of a bit more like a jazz master with the rhythm circuit, but I mean, there's so much tonal variety you can achieve with this thing. Whether you've got the fuzz working, whether you haven't got it working, whether it's not even on there at all, you just got the 3 pickups, there's so much you can do with this thing. It really is a lot of fun. You got your Bigsby. This one stays in pretty good tune, which is surprising, because a lot of them just generally don't. People are always saying they're having nightmares with them. The bridge is a bit of a nightmare with the saddles getting just to the right height where the strings are going to stop jumping out. The neck is very, very bulky. I'm not sure if you can see this on the first fret, but it is pretty much totally squared off. So if you want to do any bar chords around there, you can really feel it in your fingers. It's going to be a bit harder than you anticipated. The headstock's just an amazing shape. The machine heads on it turn the opposite way around to tune them, because, you know, going in with the theme of everything else being a little bit off, why wouldn't you just throw that in there as well for a bit of fun? So yeah, as you might have noticed earlier as well, there is a battery here just below the neck screws that powers the onboard fuzz. And the last fun little thing about this guitar that I can show you is the strap button at the bottom unscrews, and there's a tiny screwdriver there. And the best thing about that is that it doesn't actually fit any of the screws on this guitar. So I think that sums up this guitar pretty well from my viewpoint. I mean, they're great. These go for about 200 bucks. I personally wouldn't pay a lot more than that for one that you got to work on, because I mean, this was in good nick, but just getting it playable, it was a lot of work. And I mean, you can get other guitars, fine craftsmanship for that price, but I mean, you're not buying this because you wanted to play really well. You're buying it because it looks like a spaceship and it's got fuzz built into it. And I mean, I don't know many guitars that do that for 200 bucks. And so let's hear how it sounds.
Bye.